Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Rise Podcast. We, again, are not in our normal studio. If you're watching online,
it's not a green screen
you
either.
know that this is not our little podcast studio. It's beautiful here, but we're down in the desert of California. We got palm trees, blue sky. It's amazing.
What more
but
could you ask
excited about this episode. Guys, this is episode 101. A couple quick things that were really fun that happened last week. Number one, we announced on last episode that we were going to be doing a free live training called the 6-Figure Branding Bootcamp on January 5th at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. We would love to invite you to that because it's for you. We're going to be covering a ton of stuff on branding, how to create a really good brand narrative so your messaging is solid and it's going to help you increase your sales and just your overall brand feel, all the way to the visual side of that. Like, what does it look like to brand yourself visually from a place of strength? We got our friend Matt Chung. He's a Creative Rise graduate from the Mastermind. He's going to be joining us. He's amazing at the visual branding stuff. He's going to be talking on that, teaching you on that. You're not going to want to miss it, and it's completely free. All you got to do, go to creativerise.com/2023. This is going to be the best way for you to really just get excited about next year and get excited about what your brand is going to look like next year and actually prep for it by improving your brand, which is going to be amazing.
Yes,
So-
and looking like a 6-figure brand, which
Absolutely.
is what I know so many people want to do. So we're really excited about that because we always do something in the new year that's really fun, and this, I think, is going to be one of our best ideas yet. So do not miss that. That's this week. And then also, we celebrated 100 episodes. As you see, this is 101, episode 101. So we celebrated the previous episode, about 100 episodes. We're so excited. We gave away $250 worth of Starbucks.
So it's actually more than that, because I looked on this morning. Full disclaimer, I'll tell you about a conversation I had with my mother-in-law this morning. I walked out and I said to my mother-in-law, she loves Starbucks. She goes to Starbucks all the time. I said, hey, I wonder if I can transfer some Starbucks points to you, because Christy and I never go to Starbucks, but I racked up all these Starbucks points because I put $250 on this card and I had things on auto reload, and like, people were just going out and spending money with my American Express card linked to this Starbucks card. Now, it accumulated all these points for us, but I was like, I don't know if we're ever going to use these points. Why don't we give them to your mom? I just went on the app this morning. People are still buying things with that card because there's no money on it, but they're using my Starbucks points. So, like, they're getting their drinks for free still because they're using the Starbucks points. So by the time this
Wow.
podcast comes out, that will no longer be a thing because all the points have been probably by that time run
Drained.
to the ground. However, it was much more than $250 because it was also like 1,000 Starbucks points, which is
That's
like
hilarious.
15, 20 drinks, which is really cool. So, yeah, that was a fun way to celebrate with you guys. We put
was
it up on
great.
our Instagram. We said, hey, thank you for supporting the show, listening, being changed by the show. Thank you for building your business with the stuff that we talk about on the show. And it's helping you guys. And then we got to also give you Starbucks, which
And
is
everyone's
really cool.
caffeinated now,
Yeah.
so that's great.
And the funniest part of the Starbucks thing was I got to go, if I click on my Starbucks app, still to this day, I can see exactly what people ordered. Did you know that? Did I tell you that yet?
No. Wait,
I'm
read
gonna
off
go over
a
it.
good one.
I'm going to go over to my Starbucks thing right now.
Let's see if someone got like a
And-
venti double chocolate chip, extra
Okay.
caramel.
Okay. Here's a $15 one right here. Okay.
Okay.
This is in San Bernardino, California.
San Bernardino.
Bernardino.
He's not from here.
I'm not from California. Every time I try and say words from California, sometimes I go, somebody ordered from Highland in the Valencia Starbucks. They got it to go. They got an iced caramel brulee latte.
Brulee.
Brulee. Okay, I'm not saying anything right. A pink drink Starbucks refreshers beverage and a Starbucks cold brew, totaling $15.45.
Nice.
Congratulations that we got to pay for that for you. So thanks for using our Starbucks
I bet
card
we
and
can-
getting yourself a free drink.
Guess people's personalities based off of
Yeah,
those drinks.
I did. I have looked at a few other orders. There was one that was like triple pump of this, something like that. But anyways, guys,
Just
we got to
go
get into
for it.
today's episode. Today's episode is going to be a ton of fun. We're talking about the reality of the fact that your mindset dictates your actions, your actions dictate your results, and your results obviously dictate the growth of your business. I'm going to say that again because I kind of stuttered. Your mindset dictates your actions dictate your results, and your results end up dictating your business growth. So
Yeah.
your mindset is fundamentally crucial to having a great 2023, and we've got a really, really good mindset that we're adapting, that we really want to encourage you to adapt as you go into 2023 as well. We're going to be talking all about that on today's show.
Yeah, and you guys, but the problem is, and why we're talking about this, is that most creatives have bad mindsets or beliefs around things associated with their business when it comes to success. And I know Joey and I, very different people, like just naturally different personalities, naturally different businesses.
Describe that.
growing
Like,
up,
what
all
would
of
you
that.
be? What would I be?
Yeah, so I would be like naturally a more probably timid, a little more fearful. I'm a classic Enneagram 6, but I'm also really excited with challenges. I'm also really excited to like disprove
Yeah, you are.
things.
Yeah.
But I also am disproving something negative usually. Because I am an Enneagram 6, I feel like I
Yes.
come into things a little more naturally fearful. Joey, however, was, I would say, born with that natural confidence, that natural charisma to just go for it and do it, and really believes he will succeed in a lot of ways. However,
To a fault sometimes.
However, I would also say that you do also have deep down this sense of like, oh, but will I be able to do it? Will I be supported through it? Will, et cetera, et cetera. So there's
Yeah,
a lot
totally.
of different mindsets. And this is what I think people oftentimes don't realize. They start a business and there are so many different mindsets that kind of encompass starting a business and running a business. You kind of just think, oh no, it's just like my work side. That's just my side hobby, my hustle, whatever it is. But there are so many factors of what goes on between your ears that affects your business success. It's not just the bottom line. It's not just, oh, am I performing well? Am I creating well? It's so much of what's in your brain. There's a lot of different entrepreneurial mindsets that have affected both Joey and I in negative ways
in
and
different
positive ways.
over the years. Like there's,
Yes.
we'll just list a few. There's like your money mindset, right?
Yes.
There's your opportunity mindset. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. There's your self-worth mindset. Like
Yeah.
how do you value your value, right? Like how do you put a price on that? That's a very hard thing for a lot of people to get through in their head. There's a selling mindset,
Oh, that's a
right?
huge one. So many people are afraid to sell. And we
So
were
many
at some
people are
point as
afraid to
well,
sell.
too.
There's a marketing mindset. There's so many other things. So you might be hearing all those and going, oh my gosh, I'm terrible at all those. Well, we were too at some point in our journey.
Absolutely. and
and
still
so-
are in some ways.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we're constantly having to improve those, go back to the drawing board and go, how do I get my mind right so that I can really make sure that I get this action right so then my results get right. Then my
Yeah.
business grows, right? Going back to what I said at the beginning of this podcast. So very, very important. So let's talk about the mindset we want to talk about today. It's around opportunity, as we talked about the opportunity mindset that you really need to get right if you want to have a good year. But there's a way that I want to describe it, and I hope this resonates with you. Here's basically how it goes. Have you ever had a friend buy a car, and they're like, oh, I got this car, and you're like, what? I've never heard of that car. Like, what is that? And then they show you their car, and then for the next 3 days, as you're driving around town, you start to see those cars everywhere. You're like, oh my gosh, how have I never seen that car before? I'm seeing these cars everywhere now, right? It's like so weird. Or you meet somebody named Martha. You've never met a Martha. And all of a sudden, later that week, you meet another person named Martha, and you're like, what the heck?
Yes.
Like, this is so weird that I've just now met two Marthas in 1 week. Now, it's not magic. It's not like some weird woo-woo thing. It's simply just, it's not an illusion, although the actual, like, name for this is called an illusion. And here's what it's called. It's called the frequency illusion. And so what the frequency illusion is basically it's when your brain is aware of something, you'll notice it more.
Yep.
When your brain is aware of something, you'll notice it more. It's the frequency illusion. And that's why when you start thinking about a red Tesla or you want a red Tesla, you're supposed to see red Teslas everywhere. It's like when I bought my pickup truck. When I bought my truck, when I bought it, I was like, dang, this is sick because I've never seen this color. Like I've got a pretty interesting
That's so
colored
true.
truck. Like it's not a typical black, white, gray, whatever. And so when I bought it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I feel like this is pretty rare. Not a lot of people have this truck. And that is true. However, once I bought it and I started driving it around, within the first month, I saw multiple people with the same color truck as me in the exact same model. And I was like, dang it, what the heck? But again, I wasn't aware of that color before. Therefore, I never really saw it on the streets. But once I was aware of it, because I was driving one, I started to see it everywhere. So again, it's called the frequency illusion. It's not some magic. It's just simply being aware of something. Therefore, you see more of it. So I hope you're getting what we're putting down here. A 2023 mindset you need to adapt. We're adapting this is how do we become aware of the things we want for our business, we want in our business more so that we can actually see it as we go through 2023 and we can grab onto those new opportunities. Super cool.
Yeah, and you guys can, thinking about this with the opportunity mindset and the frequency illusion, think about people that you know or think about yourself and go, okay, are you the type of person that's like, when I think of opportunity, I always think of it being scarce. There's no opportunities for me. I don't see anything. You have this bad, depressing, negative mindset around the opportunities that are available to you. And then on the opposite side, maybe you have a creative friend where you're going, man, they just get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and it's just not fair. Well, they probably have a much more healthy opportunity mindset than you do, right? think about that. When you know the frequency illusion, you got to go, what am I looking for? How am I going to look for opportunities rather than sitting by and waiting for them to happen? Because if you do that, you're probably going to fail in a lot of different areas, financially, relationally, operationally, offer-wise, et cetera, et cetera. All of those different mindsets are going to start to fail if you don't look for the opportunities, and then you'll start seeing more and more of them. So here's how you guys can start to make sure you can use the frequency illusion to your benefit. We've got 2 different ways that you can help kind of boost this, because it doesn't necessarily come naturally, right? It's not just like, oh, all of a sudden it just starts happening. You kind of have to do a couple different things to make this work. And this is what we are going to do in our businesses in this coming year, 2023, that we're really excited about.
Yeah, totally. So it's very simple. The first thing that Christy and I are going to be doing in our own businesses, we'd love to encourage you to do as well, is that in order for the frequency illusion, again, which sounds crazy, but it's not magical. It's very simple. In order for it to work, you simply have to be aware of things if you want them to then pop up in your life and be able to take advantage of them. So Christy and I are going, okay, if we want to have new opportunities, new goals, whatever it's going to be this year, we've got to really make sure that we're aware of what that is.
Yes.
If you step into 2023 and you're just going, yeah, I hope this is going to be a great year. Things are going to hopefully go well for me. They might go well for you. But if you step into 2023 and you go, hey, I'm going to get really specific on the goals I want. I'm going to get really specific on the opportunities I want to come by and grasp onto and take advantage of.
Yeah.
If you go into 2023 that way, when the things start to come up around you, you're going to see them because you've already started to make yourself aware of them, right? And this is why some people look like they get opportunities all the time, where some people look like they never get opportunities. It's not that they never get opportunities, they're just not aware of them enough because they haven't already been thinking about them, right? So if I'm going to go, hey, I really want to, I'll tell you about one right now. I really need to find more developers because we've been developing something for Creative Rise right now. It's blowing my mind. And I really want to start developing what they're developing, just some code-based web app stuff for another business we have. And I'm like, okay, if I want to do that, if that's a goal of mine for 2023, if I just shut that out and I don't think about that, I'm going to get halfway through 2023 and be like, oh, what the heck? I haven't found a guy yet. Versus me going, no, that's something I want to do. Let me make myself aware of circles that I can put myself in where there's more code-based, web-based code developers, right? And if I can do that, that's a very weird example, but if I can do that, I'm going to find a lot more of those people. And I've already been doing that, and it's working. We've already created something that's like mind-blowing, and I can't wait to show you guys. It's going to be so helpful for the entire Creative Rise community. But again, the point is I'm making myself aware of it. Therefore, when the opportunities come around, I'm going to be able to grasp onto it because I was already getting ready for it, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you're getting your goals out on the table. Start to think about the opportunities that you are going to want this year. That is like foundational. That is step number 1.
Yeah, and then step number 2, and I think this is just the biggest hack, especially when you're trying to do something that maybe doesn't come naturally for you. Maybe you're like naturally a little bit more negative. Maybe you're not naturally someone who's like got this like bolstering mindset, is to prioritize people who do this for you. Okay, so back in the example of the car, it's like you had a friend go, hey, here's what this is, and then
Here's
all
my
of
new
a sudden
car.
you start seeing it everywhere. That has happened for Joey and I so many times with creative business relationships that we have. We're talking to people, and all of a sudden they say something, and it's like, oh my gosh, the light bulb just clicked, and now I see it everywhere. Like, shout out to our friend Brody Pearson. He's totally one of those people for us where we can just sit down and have a conversation, and it's like 5 light bulb moments, and then all of a sudden we're seeing that everywhere.
Yeah, and like another great example of that for you, I remember when this happened for me, like getting in a room and talking with people who are really, really good at short form video, and they're doing short form video stuff with their clients. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is fascinating, I wasn't thinking about this enough, but now that I'm thinking about it, I can't stop thinking about it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I can't stop seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
Now that I can't stop thinking about it, I can't stop seeing the opportunity everywhere too that I can grasp onto. And now we've made a lot of money off short form video with certain clients. Like that's like one of our core offers now,
For sure.
It's not just like photo and video. It's like that's a core offer, is like short form video for social stuff, for Shopify stores, for whatever, right? So it's not even about stuff that's just like, oh, be around people that are encouraging because you want to be more encouraged this next year. It's absolutely about that.
Yes.
But it's also like even down to the nitty-gritty tactical stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Putting yourself in proximity to people that are already aware of those things, they're going to make you aware of what you should be aware of, and it's going to make it a lot easier to scale your business in 2023.
Yeah. So start prioritizing and building relationships with people that are ahead of you, whether in their business or whether in their mindset, whatever it's going to be. community, start prioritizing people who are like that. And pay for it if you have to, you guys. Pay for it. Get around people. Build a network. Build a community. Be a part of a community. Jump into something this next year. I promise you guys, if you prioritize people, strategic people in your business that are going to help you in this next year, your business will grow probably more than the last 5 years of isolation, right?
100%.
So prioritize
100%.
people who do this for you, who help increase your opportunity mindset and increase every other mindset when it comes to your business. However, we know finding those relationships can be so difficult. I feel like it's very classic. We see, at least online, a lot of people like to gatekeep the secrets of success when it comes to their business, their creative business, how they succeeded on social media, how they're succeeding in whatever it is that they're doing. And it can sometimes feel like you're sitting there in isolation, wanting to like shake someone and say, tell me what you've done. And it feels like nobody ever wants to share. It's such a competitive community. We know this because we've lived it. We've been in so many scenarios.
Been in it for 10 years. This is my 10th year in the creative industry. Yeah.
Exactly. So we've seen it all, and we decided, man, we don't want to gatekeep those secrets. We don't want to gatekeep and keep people down from really breaking the creative struggle and walking into the success that they should be having. So we decided to create something that obliterated that stigma, handing you a community of incredible creative entrepreneurs in a 6-week experience where you basically discover and put into place the 6 foundational pillars that goes into creating 6-figure plus businesses. We know so many people, they're like, man, that 6-figure goal, that 6-figure plus goal, multi-6-figure is absolutely my goal. And doing it alone will take forever, you guys. It takes forever. However,
I'm living proof of that. I did it alone for like 6 years before I joined any type of community that was going to help me.
Yeah.
And it totally changed everything.
It absolutely changes everything. So, you guys, at this point, we've done over 202 creative businesses in our 6-week mastermind. That's 202 businesses of people breaking their creative struggle, launching into what's next for their business with a community around them of people that are increasing their mindset, increasing their tactics around what they do with their business, and ultimately increasing their success. And there's so many reasons why this works so well for people in the mastermind, but one of the big reasons is that too many people tinker away, again, in isolation, and they fail to shortcut themselves years, you guys, years in their business because they're not surrounding themselves with people who will get them to the next level.
Yeah, the truth, guys, is that one conversation can shortcut you 5 years. It could shortcut you the gap between 25 grand and 100 grand. Like, I remember I've had those moments in my life. I was talking with somebody on the phone yesterday, actually, who's been a mentor of mine and has been one of the guys that's helped me really shortcut stuff as I've looked up to him as a business mentor. Like, those conversations, one conversation can change everything for you, which is so cool. And so the mastermind is designed for that. It's not a course. A course is when, you know, somebody gives you something and say, hey, this is all on you. I'm done. Give me your money and go figure it out. That's not that helpful. You know, they can be really helpful for self-starter type people, but for a lot of people, especially creative business owners, they need someone who's going to go, hey, come on in. We're a big family, big community. Everyone's going to share what's going well, what's not going well, and we're going to talk about how we can all move forward to create a brighter future. Yeah. And by the way, I'm going to unveil everything that I'm doing that's working. Like, no gatekeeping anything. Yeah. When you join a community of people where nobody gatekeeps anything, it is game-changing because you actually get the tips, strategies, tools, lessons, failures. Like, you get to learn from the things that people have failed on. That stuff shortcuts you like you would not believe. So we are so excited about the next round of the Creative Rise Mastermind. It is coming so soon. It keeps coming sooner than I even think it's coming. We're launching. We've been telling you guys for months. It's coming the next round. Round 9. This will be the 9th time that we have run this. Round 9 is coming up. It's going to be starting on February 12th, and the wait list gets access first to apply, as they always do, because it always sells out. So if you're not on the wait list, the chances of you getting a spot are a lot slimmer. So if you want to get on the wait list, go to creativerise.com. You'll find everything there, guys. The craziest thing about the last mastermind was they made, what was the number? Was it 200 and, no, it was over 300 grand. The last mastermind, in 6 weeks, we had 35 businesses. In 6 weeks, they generated over $300,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
Yet people are still walking around town being like, hey, creatives are broke, creatives don't make any money. Over 300 grand is what the 6-week mastermind, 35 businesses in 6 weeks, cash collected, had made. That's insane. So cool. Guys, if you are not setting yourself up in 2023 to be a part of a community that is strong, that is moving forward, that is a bunch of creatives that are trying things, failing, trying things, succeeding, pushing forward to create brighter futures for all of them, you got to get in something like that. And this sounds like such a plug, and it is such a plug because it's the whole reason why Creative Rise exists is to help you create a world where you are more abundant than you were in the past, a world where you're more successful at doing what you love. So cool. So we're really excited. CreativeRise.com, get all the info there. We can't wait to see you guys there. Happy 2023. We didn't even say that at the beginning of this podcast, did we? It's 2023.
It's 2023.
Crazy.
And we're stoked.
Happy 2023.
We will also see you on the Brand Bootcamp, 6-figure Brand Bootcamp happening January 5th.
With Matt Chung.
You got to register, though,
totally
because
free.
we have limited
it's gonna be a blast.
spots. So head on over, get on the wait list while you're at it, and we will see you at Brand Bootcamp.
Yeah, we'll see you there, guys. Bye-bye.